pushed the limits of muscle car design, and along the way, they've built some truly bizarre machines. From weird Dodge muscle cars with outrageous styling to rare Dodge cars that barely made it past the prototype stage, Mopar fans know there's always something unexpected hiding in the archives. This list dives into 15 machines that break the mold. The 15 weird Dodge muscle cars you've never heard of. Whether it's a forgotten drag racer or an unusual street beast, these unknown Dodge muscle cars show just how wild the Mopar legacy really is. Stay tuned to see which one shocks you the most. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Classic Cars Archive for more rare muscle car stories. 1. 1986 to 1987 Dodge Omni GLHS. We already covered it, but the Dodge Omni GLHS absolutely deserves the top spot on this list. Why? Because no other car better captures the weird brilliance of Dodge in the 80s. Shelby took a front-wheel drive Econobox and turned it into a track-ready missile. With a turbocharged 2.2-liter four-cylinder making 175 horsepower, it could hit 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds and outrun V8-powered Mustangs from just a few years prior. Everything about it was bonkers. Wide tires, adjustable Coney suspension, no frills interior. It didn't look fast, but it was brutally quick. And with only 500 built each year, it's as rare as it is misunderstood. This was a car that made no sense on paper, a budget hatchback built to embarrass muscle cars. And yet, it worked. That's what makes the GLHS the weirdest, wildest Dodge muscle car of all time. A total misfit, and totally awesome. 2. 1967 Dodge Coronet W023. At first glance, the 1967 Dodge Coronet W023 looked like your grandma's grocery getter. But under the skin, it was a no-nonsense factory-built drag strip assassin and one of the weirdest muscle cars Dodge ever engineered. Let's start with the brakes. 10-inch drums up front, 11-inch in the rear. Sounds backward, right? But it was drag racing brilliance. Lighten the front, beef up the rear, and get better traction where it matters most. Then came the weight-cutting magic. Dodge skipped the heavy-duty parts and raided their slant 6 inventory. No sway bar, thinner torsion bars. And the 90-pound battery moved to the trunk to push those rear tires harder into the pavement. Powering it all was a 426 HEMI V8, making 425 horsepower, the street version, not race prepped. Dodge left the tuning to the buyer, tossing a set of hooker headers in the trunk like a DIY bonus pack. Only 55 of these lightweight warriors were built, all on February 12, 1967. They originally sold for $3,875. But today, a restored W023 sold for $137,500 at a 2024 Mecum auction. Rare, raw, and radically focused, the W023 isn't just a muscle car. It's a unicorn on wheels. 3. 1969 Dodge Dart GTS 440. Dodge went full mad scientist in 1969 by stuffing a massive 440 cubic inch V8 into the compact Dart. The result? A muscle car that looked mild, but drove like a wild animal. With 375 horsepower and a short wheelbase, traction was nearly impossible, which is why Dodge only offered a 3-speed automatic. Despite its brute force, the GTS 440 wasn't a stripped-out racer. It came with bucket seats, a heater, and a radio. But under the hood, pure chaos. The engine barely fit, forcing many owners to cut holes in the inner fenders just to install headers. Only 640 were built. most thrashed at the drag strip. Genuine examples feature an M in the VIN and the A13 code on the fender tag. Today, survivors are rare and valuable. A pristine one recently sold for $102,300 at auction, proving this overpowered compact still turns heads decades later. 4. 1970 Dodge Challenger TA. Built to get Dodge into the Trans Am racing series, the 1970 Challenger TA brought muscle and attitude to the street. While the race version had a 305 cubic inch engine, the street car got a hot 340 cubic inch V8 with triple carbs, rated at 290 horsepower, but really closer to 350. It featured a huge fiberglass hood scoop, side exit exhausts in front of the rear wheels, and flared tips for extra flair. Buyers could choose a 3-speed automatic or 4-speed manual with 3.55 or 3.90 gears. The suspension raised the rear for wider G60 tires, with smaller E60s up front, a factory first. But for all its show, the TA wasn't a great race car. It struggled in Trans Am, and on the street, it understeered hard in fast corners. Still, in a straight line, it was solid, hitting the quarter mile in the mid-14s. Dodge built only 2,399, and rare versions like Rally Red with a gator grain roof are pure collector gold. 5. 1970 Dodge Super Bee 426 HEMI. In 1970, Dodge offered the Super Bee as a budget-friendly muscle car, with most of the 15,506 units produced equipped with the 383 cubic inch engine. However, only 36 were fitted with the formidable 426 cubic inch HEMI V8, making them exceptionally rare. The high cost of the HEMI option deterred many buyers, resulting in limited production numbers. Today, authentic 1970 Super Bees with the 426 HEMI are highly sought after, often commanding prices over $200,000 at auction, depending on condition and originality. For example, a meticulously restored model sold for $190,000 at a Macomb auction in May 2023. However, the market also features restomods, modernized restorations, that resemble the original HEMI Super Bee, but house different engines. These versions might sport the iconic bright yellow paint, dual-scoop hood with HEMI badges, and black rear wing, yet conceal a modern 392 cubic inch HEMI V8, producing around 485 horsepower, surpassing the original's output. Additional modifications can include a 5-speed manual transmission, updated suspension for a lower stance, modern headlights, digital gauges, and revised rear-end gear ratios like 3.91. 6. 1971 Dodge Charger RT 440 plus 6. In 1971, Dodge introduced a sleeker Charger with a distinctive split grille and exposed headlights, unless you opted for the hidden ones. The RT remained the performance flagship, equipped with a standard 440 cubic inch V8, producing 370 horsepower. For those craving more muscle, the 446 pack was available, featuring 3 two-barrel carburetors that boosted output to 385 horsepower. Buyers could choose between a 3-speed automatic or a 4-speed manual transmission. Flashy options like the Ram Charger hood scoop added both style and functionality. Sharing its platform with the Roadrunner and Coronet, the Charger had many mechanical similarities with its Mopar siblings, despite distinct exterior designs. Performance was impressive, The 446-pack powered Charger could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 6.5 seconds and complete the quarter mile in under 15 seconds. However, the muscle car era was waning. Rising insurance premiums, increasing fuel prices, and economic challenges led to a decline in high-performance model sales. Of the over 60,000 Chargers sold in 1971, only about 10% were RT models. Today, the value of a 1971 Charger RT 446-pack varies based on condition, originality, and provenance. Auction results have ranged from $33,000 to $131,528. Notably, a well-preserved, numbers-matching example sold for $165,000 at a Macomb auction in January 2025. 7. 1976 Dodge Aspen RT. The 1976 Dodge Aspen RT stands out as one of the most perplexing muscle cars of its era. Marketed as a performance vehicle, it fell short in several critical areas. The base engine was a modest 225 cubic inch 3.7-liter slant 6, producing 100 horsepower, with optional V8s. A 318 cubic inch 5.2 liters, delivering 150 horsepower, and a 360 cubic inch 5.9 liters, offering 170 horsepower. Despite the RT badge suggesting high performance, these powertrains were underwhelming compared to competitors. Quality issues plagued the Aspen RT. It became notorious for premature rust, particularly on the front fenders, leading to extensive recalls. Additionally, mechanical problems such as engine stalling and faulty seatbelt retractors further tarnished its reputation. These shortcomings, coupled with Chrysler's financial instability, eroded consumer confidence. Aesthetically, the RT offered packages like the Super Pack, which included cosmetic enhancements such as an air dam, trunk spoiler, quarter window louvers, and fender flares. However, these additions did little to bolster its lackluster performance. The Aspen RT serves as a cautionary tale of ambitious marketing overshadowed by execution flaws. 8. 1980 Dodge Mirada CMX. The Mirada and its twin, the Chrysler Cordoba, were supposed to be stylish personal luxury cars, but they did not sell well at all. That's a shame, because they were not bad cars, just unlucky ones. This particular 1980 Dodge Mirada CMX listed for sale looks to be in great shape with only 87,749 miles. It has been bid up to $3,350 so far, which is not much for a car in this condition. It has a 318 cubic inch V8 engine with a 2-barrel 16 to 38 carburetor and still runs smoothly. But the interior has a few issues. The headliner had started to fall, the trim panels were loose, and some of the insulation would drip from the box like it was falling, 1708, apart from the inside. These were the kinds of issues that made people choose other cars instead. The inside of this Mirada has vinyl seats that have held up well over time. It has a center console with a floor shifter, along with an AM and FM radio, with a CB radio built in. That is something rarely seen. While many of these cars were overlooked when new, well-preserved examples have started to climb in value. One original 1980 Mirada CMX with just 5,924 miles sold for $27,000 at Macomb in early 2024, and another 1982 model fetched $13,500 at HEMI's. So the right Mirada can still turn heads and bring solid money. 9. 1984 Dodge Daytona Turbo Z. In the mid-1980s, Dodge boldly claimed the Daytona Turbo Z could challenge the Porsche 944. Powered by a turbocharged 2.2-liter 135 cubic inch inline-4, making 146 horsepower, it could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 8.1 seconds, run the quarter mile in 16.4 seconds, and top out at 128 miles per hour. For a front-wheel drive coupe of the era, that was impressive. It had enough power to feel quick, handled corners with surprising poise, and remained stable at highway speeds. But inside, things got weird. The dash was packed with futuristic digital gauges that looked cool but were tough to read. The shifter was sticky and vague. The brake pedal had a long, soft feel, and the foot-operated parking brake felt out of place in a sporty car. Chrysler even tried to tune the exhaust to mimic a V8 rumble, but the result was a strange mix of drone and rasp. Still, it was an ambitious, tech-forward machine that offered a unique driving experience for far less than a Corvette. Today, it's a forgotten 80s oddball. A well-kept example recently surfaced for $19,900. Not bad for a turbocharged time capsule with over-the-top confidence. 10. 1986 Dodge Omni GLHS. In 1986, Carroll Shelby transformed the unassuming Dodge Omni into a high-performance hatchback, the GLHS, standing for Goes Like Hell S'more. Shelby modified 500 units of the Omni GLH Turbo, equipping them with a turbocharged 2.2-liter inline-4 engine producing 175 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. This powertrain enabled the GLHS to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds and achieve a top speed of 130 miles per hour. The GLHS featured stiffer suspension, adjustable Coney shocks, and wider tires on Shelby-designed wheels, enhancing its handling capabilities. Externally, it sported silver pinstripes and badging, a Shelby decal on the windshield, and a prominent GLHS decal on the driver's side C-pillar. Inside, the GLHS maintained a minimalist approach, with gray cloth seats and basic amenities, emphasizing performance over luxury. Each vehicle included a numbered dash plaque, signifying its place in the limited production run. Despite its modest appearance, the GLHS delivered performance that rivaled contemporary V8 muscle cars, making it a standout in 1980s automotive history. 11. 1989 Dodge Dakota Convertible. The 1989 Dodge Dakota Convertible is one of those "what were they thinking" moments in car history. And that's exactly what makes it weird. Dodge tried to blend the ruggedness of a pickup truck with the carefree vibe of a convertible. But truck buyers didn't want drop tops, and convertible fans weren't interested in hauling lumber. Built in partnership with American Sunroof Company, ASC, the Dakota Convertible was based on the sport trim and targeted at young, adventurous drivers. It came with either a 2.5-liter inline-4 or a 3.9-liter V6 rear-wheel drive, and a manual or automatic transmission. Dodge predicted big numbers, up to 30,000 a year. But reality hit hard. Only 2,842 were sold in 1989, and a mere 909 in 1990 before the whole idea was quietly scrapped. 12th. 1991 Dodge Spirit RT. At a glance, the 1991 Dodge Spirit RT looked like your average commuter box, but under the hood, pure performance sleeper. Dodge teamed up with Lotus to develop a 16-valve DOHC head for its turbocharged 2.2-liter inline-4, cranking out 224 horsepower and 217 pound-feet of torque. That launched this unassuming sedan from 0 to 60 in just 5.8 seconds, making it the fastest American-built sedan of its time. It came only with a 5-speed manual and backed up the speed with 4-wheel disc brakes and sport-tuned suspension. No automatics, no fluff, just go. Dodge built only 1,208 of them in 1991, 774 in red, 434 in white. Rare then, rarer now. It even beat the Ford Taurus SHO to earn Motor Trend's Domestic Sport Sedan of the Year title. The Spirit RT was proof you didn't need a coupe or a V8 to go fast. Just a little turbocharged fury in a boxy suit. 13. 1992 Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo. In the early 90s, Dodge unveiled the Stealth RT Twin Turbo, a car that blurred the lines between American muscle and Japanese engineering. Built in collaboration with Mitsubishi, this model shared its platform with the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, but sported distinct styling cues that set it apart. The Stealth featured pop-up headlights, a unique front bumper, and a crescent-shaped rear spoiler. Notably, it omitted the active aerodynamics found on its Mitsubishi counterpart, favoring a more straightforward approach. Under the hood, the Stealth RT Twin Turbo housed a twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter DOHC V6 engine, delivering 300 horsepower and 307 pound-feet of torque. This power plant enabled the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 5.5 seconds and reach a top speed of around 160 miles per hour. The engine was paired with a 5-speed manual transmission and an all-wheel drive system, providing robust performance and handling. Inside, the Stealth RT Twin Turbo offered a blend of comfort and technology. The electronically controlled suspension necessitated small hood bulges to accommodate its components, adding to the car's distinctive appearance. The cabin featured supportive seats and a driver-focused layout, though some of the electronic interfaces were considered unconventional for the time. The 1992 Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo remains a unique fusion of futuristic design and performance, embodying a rare collaboration between American and Japanese automotive philosophies. 14. 1987 Dodge Shelby Charger GLHS. In 1987, Carroll Shelby transformed the Dodge Charger into a compact powerhouse, the Shelby Charger GLHS. Under its hood lay a turbocharged 2.2-liter inline-4 engine, producing 175 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque, enabling a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in just 6.7 seconds and a top speed of 134 miles per hour. Shelby enhanced the suspension with adjustable Coney struts and shocks, paired with Goodyear Eagle GT tires on unique Centurion 2 wheels, delivering sharp handling. Inside, the GLHS featured a leather-wrapped steering wheel and shift knob, air conditioning, and a cassette stereo. Each of the 1,000 units produced bore a numbered dash plaque, marking its exclusivity. Driving the GLHS was an unfiltered experience. The heavy clutch and stiff shifter demanded effort, while the turbocharged engine's rapid power delivery could induce torque steer. Despite its raw edges, the GLHS's performance overshadowed these quirks, embodying Shelby's philosophy of extracting maximum potential from compact platforms. 15. 1989 Dodge Daytona ROCRT prototype. In 1989, Dodge unveiled the Daytona IR-CRT prototype, a bold fusion of advanced engineering and aggressive design. This concept car featured fixed headlights, a distinctive crosshair grille, and integrated side ground effects, setting it apart from its predecessors. Under the hood, the prototype housed a 2.2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine equipped with a variable nozzle turbocharger, VNT. This innovative setup delivered full boost in just 2.2 seconds, propelling the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds and achieving a top speed of 140 miles per hour. The suspension system offered adjustable damping, enhancing handling and ride quality. While there were plans to introduce a V6 engine and full-time all-wheel drive, these features remained exclusive to the prototype. Notably, the production Daytona models incorporated design elements from the prototype, including the fixed headlights and integrated ground effects. The 1989 Daytona IR-CRT prototype stands as a testament to Dodge's commitment to pushing the boundaries of performance and design during that era. That wraps up our look at 15 of the weirdest and most off-the-wall Dodge muscle cars ever built. Whether it was raw HEMI power stuffed into a grocery getter or a front-wheel drive hatchback tuned by Carroll Shelby, Dodge has never played it safe, and that's exactly why we love them. These cars were bold, bizarre, and sometimes completely misunderstood, but they all had character. Got a favorite? Or maybe one you've actually driven? Drop a comment, share this video with a fellow gearhead, and don't forget to follow the channel for more deep dives into muscle car madness.